Welcome to another special segment, another special episode of 2BSC, second best sports show ever. My name is Jesse Jarvis.
Taylor Rancourt.
We're at your service as usual. Today we're going to be doing sort of a recap of the year 2015. We're done.
In sports.
It's been a quick year.
Yeah.
I feel
very quick.
that it's been a very fast year. It's gone.
Every year gets faster and faster. It sucks. Actually, though.
I think that's just a part of getting older. So I guess that doesn't mean the same thing for some of our viewers.
Yeah, they're probably like, man.
Some of our younger viewers would be like, I love this year. It was long.
Right.
And then some of the viewers that are 90 years old would be like, I feel I'm gonna die tomorrow.
Gotta love our 90-year-old viewers. Stay in there, Aunt Nana. Aunt Nana?
Aunt Nana.
Oh, shit.
Aunt Grandma, you are doing good.
Aunt
right.
Grandma lady person.
Oh, Grandma. So, we're going to just go through the little top moments that we have in sports in 2015.
Ooh.
The top moments in sports from the year 2015 that we kind of just thought about. And they might be different.
No particular order, by the way.
No particular order.
Just our favorite moments or top moments.
We didn't get together before this to talk about this, so it's all going to be pretty fresh.
Yep.
I think you should start off with what do you think one of your top moments?
One of my top moments from this year is going to be Serena Williams. She essentially established her as the greatest of all time in women's tennis.
Mm-hmm.
She almost won the Grand Slam, which is, winning all the Opens. She lost in the U.S. Open in the semifinals. Huge upset. Huge.
I actually watched the second half of that match. It was the only tennis match that I watched for probably the last 5 years.
Because it's the biggest one in the last 10, 15, for men or women.
But I didn't watch it on purpose. That's just why it's weird. I just turned it on and I couldn't.
Said you watched it on
purpose. I couldn't stop watching.
You gotta say you watched it on purpose.
I couldn't stop watching.
Women tennis viewers.
I couldn't stop watching because it was so interesting.
You and me both.
I hear you.
But no, and there's a lot of pressure on her. There really was, and she was going to be the first person, men or women, to win in 50 or 60 years, the Grand Slam in tennis.
Dudes or chicks?
DC, dudes or chicks.
What?
No, Doc.
I don't know. Stop.
Either way, it was a lot of pressure, but she kicked ass this year, as she does every year. And
Major ace.
I can't think of anyone that's better at tennis. No, men or woman.
I want to see Serena Williams play
Djokovic.
Andre Agassi.
Agassi would have been tight, dude.
Pete Sampras.
McEnroe.
Steffi Graf. I mean, all the best men.
Rafael Nadal.
Steffi Graf is a woman.
I know Steffi Graf is a woman, but is she?
But is she? But no, she
was too good at tennis.
She, in my book, established her as the greatest
she had a very loud
tennis
grunt.
player of all time. I hear you. All right.
Yes, Steffi Graf. Okay.
Name one of your favorite moments, sir.
Kobe Bryant.
Why am I not surprised?
You shouldn't be surprised. Kobe Bryant retiring this year. That's if it happened any year, doesn't matter if it was 2015 or 2016 or 14. It doesn't matter. It would be, I think, one of the biggest moments of that year. So, him retiring. Obviously, he decided that into the season. It wasn't at the beginning. It caught some people by surprise, but not a lot. I kind of thought maybe this year would be his last year, but I'm just glad that he decided to tell everyone that this would be his last year.
Yeah, instead of just playing it out.
Because who knows? Some people they just he. I mean, he actually kind of seems like he doesn't want people to favor him and treat him any differently. He actually had a he actually came out and said something like that in an interview, saying, "I don't want people to treat me any differently."
Yeah.
Just because it's my last year and blah blah blah. But it's literally impossible when you have, you're one of the greatest players of all time, and people want to
Why
see
would they
you
not?
for the if people are going to see you for the last time, they're going to treat you differently.
Exactly. I man, he's
I man.
No, I said man.
Oh, sound like I man.
Let's look at the Philadelphia game. Those tickets probably sell for like $20-$30 a piece. Kobe's in town. His last game, they're probably tripled, quadrupled.
At least because it was. Kobe is from Philadelphia, so I'm sure the last game in Philadelphia, the tickets probably went crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not sure of any numbers, but I can only guess.
A big time.
Big time. I think it would be your turn. I think we're on to Kobe.
Okay. So, another moment on my list is the Royals winning Major League Baseball's World Series. Well, that was huge because the Royals have been a laughingstock in Major League Baseball for 20 plus years
George
now.
Brett.
Yeah, pretty much.
Ever since George Brett.
Yeah. And they haven't made the playoffs since, I think, 91, 92. It's, 20 plus years. And not only did they make it last year to the World Series.
I think it was 30 years.
Yeah. Well, they made it last year to the playoffs. But yeah, and it had been like 30
They made
years or whatever.
the World Series, didn't they?
Yeah. And they made it to the World Series, but they lost to the Giants in 7 games. They made it back this year, and this time they won it.
By the way, nobody expected them to be anything last year.
Yeah.
And they made it to the World Series. And I think this year, people... I think they still didn't expect...
Yeah, not at all. Because everyone thought it was a fluke last year,
Exactly.
And that's the thing, is that this year everyone thought there's no way that they can keep it up, and even if they did keep it up, they probably wouldn't win the division, they'd be a wild card, and they'd be out, but they just kept winning games, and they ended up winning the World Series, and I thought that was huge, because this has been a team that has been garbage for 20 plus years. They didn't make the playoffs until 2 years ago, and their first playoff in 20 plus years, they went to the World Series, lost it. Second playoff in 20 plus years, they win it. So I think that's huge. And as a baseball fan, I think it's awesome.
Has a similar feel to it of the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah.
The whole, back-to-back championship appearances after nobody really respecting them.
For like 10 years.
Because nobody really respected the Seahawks until they made it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Last couple of years. Even when they made it to the Super Bowl in 2005 with the Steelers, nobody really respected them, and going to the Super Bowl that year, nobody really cared about them after. Nobody's really respected the Seahawks in general.
Even though that's now 3 Super Bowls in 10 years.
Yeah.
Just saying. But actually, no one respected us.
No one respected us, and that just goes to show you that the Royals, nobody respected them last year, and they earned their way to the World Series. And then I think that if a team can do something like that, you literally have to respect them.
Yeah.
Because especially in a 162 game season, it's not like they got lucky a few games.
Yeah, exactly.
They did it for.
They won their division by 10 plus games.
There's a higher sample.
Yeah, for sure.
Games that they can be judged on.
And the playoffs. Yeah.
Plus the playoffs. It's just like they're basically playing for an entire year. It seems like.
And that's why for me it was top 5 moment for me. Do you have another moment for you, sir, for your 2015 year campaign season, whatever you want to call it?
Hold on, my screen's upside down here.
Well, that's an issue.
This is not going to be the most exciting thing for me to talk about. Not the most exciting thing for people to hear, but Stuart Scott passing away was definitely one of the biggest moments of 2015 in the sports world. Stuart Scott has been he's been working for ESPN for I don't know how long, but it has seemed like my entire life. He's just been there working for ESPN being hilarious, being smart, saying all the right things at the right time, just a very respectable guy. And him passing away was a big deal for a lot of people that have grown up watching SportsCenter throughout its years. It sucks.
Yeah. For me, literally grew up with him. He was my favorite anchor all these years because I'm a 90s baby and he's been at ESPN since 70s probably the 80s. And I remember waking up, I think it was like 7 o'clock in the morning, maybe earlier, randomly in the middle of the night kind of thing. And then I saw it and I just sat there in shock for the first 5 or 6 minutes. And I went, no way. I went on every search engine to make sure this was true because I could not believe that he had passed away.
I don't know. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. It was up there with any celebrity death that I can remember in the last 10, 15 years. It was such a huge deal, like Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
I mean, to a sports person, it was like Michael Jackson.
Yeah. Because it's someone we saw every single day, and he had the best quotes. Like,
Mm-hmm.
cool as the other side of the pillow. That's one of my favorite quotes.
I'm sorry, the other side of the what?
Pillow.
Oh, it sounded like you said pillow.
Whatever, dude. Same thing.
He says pillow.
I do say pillow. Don't ask why.
I think we're done. With the, we had a few things that we thought of separately that we were to talk about, and now we have a couple things that we agreed on, that we both thought of, and what are those?
Well, which one do we want to start off with is the question. Actually, though, I don't know which
we're
one to start
going
off
to
with.
start off with Deflategate.
Okay.
As one of the top moments of 2015.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how could it not be?
Right.
In the sports world. People are still talking about it today.
Mm-hmm.
And it was basically at the beginning of the year. So almost a complete year ago. People still won't get over it. I don't know. What's your real thoughts about the Deflategate?
I've talked to you about this. I felt like if any other quarterback on any other team, it would have been the same thing. And I think the only reason why this was a bigger deal is because you have a guy named Tom Brady, you have a guy named Bill Belichick who have had issues and Spygate and shit before, which is why it was automatically huge news and they win chips. But I felt like if this was any other team, they would be as notable, but maybe not as much, I would say. Like if this happened, I wouldn't be surprised if this happened with any other team in the last 10 years. I feel like it does happen on some degree, whether it's deflating balls or another thing that teams do. Like I'm not surprised by anything I hear.
I think once you have a great amount of success, you earn a sort of
negative condemnation.
No, I mean I was gonna say you kind of get this following, and people look at you from all angles. If you're successful, people try to figure out why.
Like the Seahawks.
They go deep into it. Yeah. They try to figure out everything, and I think that's what happened to the Patriots. They've been so successful for so long that Peyton Manning, he's been a great player for all of his career, and people are starting to throw, is he doing drugs?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Alex Rodriguez. I mean, no matter if it's true or not, it seems like Barry Bonds.
It's at the end of their career.
It's always at the end of their career and never at the beginning. Yeah. Like after they've had all of these achievements, people start to find and promote all these ideas of them doing all these illegal things, and it makes you wonder how much of it is true, or just because the greatest players are doing it, why wouldn't... If the greatest players are doing drugs to be better, what makes you think that other players aren't doing it as well to try to be as good as them? Like, but they only focus on the greatest players because they're breaking records.
Yeah.
How many players have had performance-enhancing drugs that haven't been caught just because they aren't good?
Yeah.
Because performance-enhancing drugs, they can't make you an amazing sports player.
Mm-hmm.
They can only help you, but you have to have like skill. Like they can only help you be faster or stronger.
Well, it's just like
it's about way more than that.
It's also like in professional sports, for whatever reason, if you are prescribed the Adderall, perfectly fine. If you're not, you will get a banned. You will get banned, which I will. Like, really? Like, almost anyone and everyone can get subscribed, by the way, prescribed to Adderall nowadays. Like, if you just say what symptoms you fucking have, you will. And the fact that you can get suspended for it when you don't have a prescription just doesn't make sense to me, because pretty much everyone I know takes it, or close to it. Adderall or Ritalin or, any of those. And those are performance enhancing because they make you focus on what you're doing, and you're almost in like a tunnel vision kind of mood. And I find that crazy too.
Anyway, the point of this was we're talking about Deflategate and how much pressure and popularity the whole Tom Brady and Bill Belichick thing has gotten. And to be honest, there's been so many different things that we can focus on, but I don't know. I think Belichick is a great quarterback. I mean,
he's a great quarterback.
Is a great quarterback, and Tom Brady has been a great coach for the last, 75 years. I mean, 2 centuries this guy's been coaching.
Yeah.
And Tom Brady.
He's a wizard.
Tom Brady has been playing for 13 fortnights.
Yep.
Doing great. So, I think that should cover everything for that.
I agree.
Another thing would be what the Warriors have done in 2015. You have to think about. I think it's June or July that they ended up winning the NBA Finals.
June.
Question mark? Maybe June.
Yeah.
I believe it's June. So they won the NBA Finals. Steve Kerr as their rookie coach.
Mm-hmm.
Was he the first rookie coach to win the NBA Finals?
He was, but he was also versing another rookie coach.
But it does not matter because he won.
I hear you.
Anywho.
So it doesn't matter
Steve
who
Kerr,
coaches the Warriors.
Steve Kerr won, the Coach of the Year, won the championship first year, and what happens the next year when he's been out on medical leave?
Oh, they win. They won 22 games in a row.
They're even better without him.
Yeah, and who's their coach right now?
He's actually the son of Sir Bill Walton.
Oh, wait.
Luke
I guess
Walton.
you can say the force is strong with them. Because his name is Luke.
Luke Walton was a terrible player,
to say the least.
And he is coaching the Golden State Warriors right now. Steve Kerr's absence.
We could have put up better stats than Luke did.
Yeah. I mean...
Actually.
You just throw the ball at the basket.
And hope it goes in, and that's his career.
That was his philosophy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Luke Walton did not do much as a player in the NBA. And here he is as a, 35-year-old, I would say?
Head coach.
35-year-old head coach of the greatest team, possibly in history at this pace. Because they are a healthy 29-1.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it has a lot to do with coaching.
Yeah.
Because
clearly,
a rookie head coach, they won the championship last year, and then the 35-year-old crappy player in the NBA is coaching them this year, and they're even better. So obviously, it has everything to do with coaching.
See, my opinion with that, it's like 90-10. By the way. Because I felt like Mark Jackson got him really close.
Mm-hmm.
Steve Kerr mixed with the lineup. He tinkered with it.
Barely.
I.e., put in Green. Iggy off the bench. That's the only difference. And that was the missing ingredient. Yeah. That was the ingredient.
But Mark Jackson was the biggest piece in there. Mark Jackson, I think that Mark Jackson was fired too quickly, I believe. He was only the coach for a couple of years, and they went to the playoffs in his last year.
Mm-hmm.
With a bunch of young players. Yeah. The Golden State Warriors are still young.
Yeah.
Imagine 2 years ago, they were just babies.
And Curry had been going through ankle problems every year since he came in the league, up until they won the chip last year, which is, the 1 year he's not hurt for 10 plus games.
Anyway, we could talk about this all day, but the point is, the Warriors winning the championship last year and starting the year 22
or 23
now. Yeah. Whatever, and being 29-1 so far this year.
Disgusting.
If anybody has had an opportunity to beat the Chicago Bulls record of 72-10, it will be this year. Mm-hmm. And if it doesn't happen this year, I don't think I will ever imagine it would happen. Because 29-1.
Yeah. Athletes are just getting bigger, faster, and stronger every year. It seems like, with technology and being able to study.
Not to mention parents feeding their kids whatever they can to make them they're extremely incredible humans.
They're doing AA ball 11 and shit like that.
There's actually I believe that there's actually drugs out there that you can give to your kids. It'll make them grow faster, stronger, and blah blah blah.
Illuminati.
And some of these people like LeBron James. Come on.
6'11"?
When it came into the NBA at age 19 or 18, he was 6'8", 250 pounds, 240 pounds.
It's called hanging out.
He was also the fastest player in the NBA at that point. Mm-hmm. It's not the same anymore.
Not at all.
But
still pretty crazy.
When he was in the when he first came in the league, he was the fastest player in the NBA. He was 6'8", 240 pounds. Yeah. Come on. What's going on with these?
That's people? A wrecking ball.
It's literally. Yeah. Ugh.
It's anyway, literally. Ugh.
Is there anything you had to add before we end our show tonight?
Also one of my favorites of the year, my top moments, was Jordan Spieth winning the U.S. Open at Chambers Bay, which was.
Oh, is he the hockey player?
No, he's not. But where was Chambers Bay located?
Oh, is it tennis?
He's a golf.
Oh, he's a golf?
He's a golf player. Chambers Bay, which is here in Washington State. After he won that tournament in a playoff where Dustin Johnson played. What Dustin Johnson?
Dustin Johnson sounds better. Real.
I hope so. Pretty sure Dustin Johnson choked on that one 7 or 8 foot putt.
Player to be named
choked on that 7 or 8 foot putt in the playoffs to win it. But Justin Spieth won it and essentially established him as the next man up to Tiger for the last 10 years.
Jordan Spieth.
Because Tiger has been on top of the game for 10 plus years up until the last 3 or 4.
15.
Yeah, seriously, since I've been born.
Yeah.
He's been on top of the game.
Tiger Woods has been the only guy that anybody cared about in golf.
Up until the affair. And
he's the one that made golf more than just a white man sport.
Yeah. And exactly. And I feel like there's Spieth and Rory McIlroy, and Spieth just won every fucking tournament he was in last year. Every tournament. And I think he lost maybe 1 or 2 out of the dozen there was, which is just crazy. you got him, Rory McIlroy, and Jason Day just destroying. So that was one of my favorite moments.
Is
Was
Phil Mickelson still playing?
he is.
I love him. I'm a lefty, so I've always loved Phil Mickelson.
Yeah.
And I can't believe he's still playing because he's been there longer than Tiger Woods has.
I want to say he was
But also,
top 15 in
Arnold
at Chambers.
Palmer
Yeah.
played until he was like 67.
Yeah.
60,
Well,
70,
they also
whatever.
have a Elders tour.
Yeah, I know, but
whatever
still,
it's called.
like playing golf. I mean, it's called a lifetime sport
Yeah.
for a reason. But still,
Mm-hmm.
Phil Mickelson is still in the mix. That's what I love.
Yeah. So that's my final moment.
Yeah, I think we've gone through some pretty big things over the year. I think that's it for our top moments of the year.
Mm-hmm.
If you agree, then you have the same mind as us, and if you don't, then you think other things are more important. That's all that means. So thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing, because I know you will.
Mm-hmm.
And
Thank you for liking.
Thank you for liking, because you
That's
literally
awesome.
have to. Physically, your arm is going down right now, and you are clicking. It's not an option. You have to.
Yeah.
So after you watch, like and subscribe.
Comment.
Thank you for watching.
2BSC.
2BSC
Second best sports show ever.
Wow.
That's a 2BSC talk right there.
Taylor Rancourt.
Jesse Jarvis.
Thank you for watching, and we'll see you
Next week.
Thanks.
Noise.